What's up guys, it's your favorite QB coach, and give me 6 months of your time, I'll give you the best golf swing of your life. So welcome back to the channel. In this particular video, we're going to be walking you through step by step our framework that we use of how much and when in great detail so you can actually go out there and change any motion in your golf swing. So if you're struggling with an overswing, if you're struggling with steep in transition, if you're struggling with early extension, any of these motions you're going to be able to fix after watching this video in full. So make sure to stay tuned, and now let's jump into the video. But before we get into the video, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, and that is Kiwi Golf Japan. If you're too busy or you just can't make it out to our locations for lessons, Kiwi Golf Japan is the membership site for you. With 230 plus videos of golf instruction, we have everything on the site you could possibly want. So go ahead and check out that link down below, and now let's jump into the video. So like I said in the beginning of the video, we're going to be talking about our full framework of how much and when. Now I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this video probably know exactly what I'm going to talk about. However, don't worry, there's lots of secrets you don't know that we're going to be talking about in this video. And then for people who are new to the channel, who have never maybe heard this before, you're probably wondering, what the hell is how much and when? Why is it so important? So to start out with the why, how much and when is so important because if you do this in your golf swing and you want to look like this in your golf swing, that is exactly why how much and when is so important. So you can think about it, how much and when is really the feelings in a very structured process of how to change the look of your golf swing. So maybe you've watched a YouTube video and you said, instructor told you to feel something like this or whatever. Well, how much and when takes what that coach told you to do, that feeling, breaks it down into numbers and puts it into a structured step A to step B format so you can actually go ahead and do what they told you to do. And you'll know if you're doing what you're supposed to do. So that is the why, that is the what of how much and when. Let's move forward in this video. So now the next point of the video I want to talk about is framework, and what is a framework? So a framework is really like a recipe, you can think about it that way. So if you know how to make the best chicken namba and you have the greatest recipe from your grandma, well that's pretty much what a framework is, right? You want to know exactly how many ingredients you got to put in to make the recipe, how long you got to cook the chicken, etc., etc., etc. That's exactly a framework. So when it comes to changing the golf swing, there is also your grandma's famous recipe as a framework as well. And it's actually the Kiwi Coach recipe, which we're going to be teaching you in today's video. So let's start moving on, start getting into the basics and the beginnings of our framework. So when it comes to our framework, the first thing that needs to occur is you need to have an issue, right? If you have no issue, well, you don't need a framework because you're not trying to change anything. So in this particular video, the issue we're going to be talking about, which I think is common for a lot of people, we're going to talk about the overswing, right? So if you're getting an overswing and you've had it for years and you want to get rid of it, well, luckily for you guys, this is the perfect video for you. But for everyone else who has different issues, just listen to the basics, the real shell of this video, because that's going to give you everything you need to know to fix your swing issue. So talking about the overswing, let's start getting into the first point of our framework with the overswing. So now, once you've identified exactly what you're trying to change, right? So for us, that's the overswing. Now we have to understand, what is causing it, right? So when I think about what is causing the overswing, I look at body parts. And specifically, I like to look at large range of motion body parts versus small body parts. To give an example of this, I know there's plenty of videos on YouTube talking about left pelvic tilt, right? There's even maybe a YouTube channel that made their whole YouTube channel called left pelvic tilt, right? So lots of people like to talk about the pelvis. But is the pelvis a large range of motion body part? Not really, right? The pelvis can only tilt so much, and it's not that many degrees relative to, let's say, an arm bending, right? So whenever it comes to, what are we trying to change with the overswing, I like to key in on the body parts that have the largest range of motion. And in this particular case, that's going to be the elbow and the wrist. Typically, when you get into a overswing, elbows are bending too much, wrists are hinging too much. That's typically going to be most people's issue when it comes to the overswing. So now that we've established the body parts that we're trying to change, right, which is going to be in this case the arm bend and then the wrist bend, we need to figure out what is going to be the opposite body motion. Well, if the elbow was going to go more extended and the wrists were going to go more this way, that would probably be the opposite body motions in this particular case. So when we talk about how much, this is the first part of how much, right? Establishing the opposite body motion. So for us, that means, just like I said, extend the elbow and get this wrist into what I call an ulnar deviated fashion. Then from there, the next point is, okay, how much of that am I trying to feel? I know the opposite body motion, but how much of it should I feel? So a lot of you guys out there might be able to get to this point of the video. You kind of follow along the framework to this point, especially if you've been watching my videos. I'm sure you've gotten to this point before. Now here's where a lot of you guys mess up. So you know the opposite body motion would be more extension, more this way, but instead of going all the way to the 100% feeling, what do you guys do? Well, you're like, you know, maybe I'm just gonna go a little bit more than this, a little bit more here, because it's comfortable, right? I can still hit the golf ball, it's comfortable. I just want a little bit of change. And then what happens? Well, you look at your golf swing and it looks identical, and you're frustrated, right? And you're pissed off. And the reason why is because you didn't go to the 100% opposite motion. And then from there, you're gonna slowly adjust, and you're gonna take like 1,000 golf swings before you even get close to the correct position, and maybe never get close to the correct position. Versus my clients in lessons, we blow through that barrier, get them to feel something silly like this at the top of the swing, and then from there, they actually might overdo it, yes, but then we can dial it back quickly, or for the most part, they actually do it on the first swing correctly, even though they're feeling something silly like that. So if you haven't guessed it, do 100% how much in the opposite direction. All right, that's it for you guys on YouTube, but before you guys click off, let me give you some quick wrap-up points. So when it comes to our framework, it's really important to go in order. So for everything that you've been able to see, right, all of it's obviously on the membership site, but for everything you guys have been able to see, I'm gonna summarize for you guys right now. So the first part is you need to figure out what is wrong with your golf swing. So I think the best way to actually go figuring out what is wrong with your golf swing is just pick one position. It might not even be so far off, and just try to change it. Now, if you want to know exactly where you should change it to, you know, maybe sign up for the membership, right? Because we have our checkpoint webinars on there. It's really going to help you out. But if you don't want to sign up for the membership for whatever reason, I don't know, watch a video, figure out something to work on, and then try to fix it. Whatever you pick, from there, make sure you got to pick the body part that has the largest range of motion and fix that first, because that's typically going to be the best place to actually fix what you're trying to fix. Once you have done that, well, then you guys didn't get to this part, but you got to go through the how much you win framework, right? So again, maybe sign up for the membership site, but I hope this summary was helpful to some of you guys out there. Other than that, make sure to sign up for the Kiwi Coach 6-month program. We have the online program that just launched as well. Like, comment, subscribe, share all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.